Find a place to start. We can consider looking at that verse in the Bhagavad Gita about equal vision. And I've shared this one in the past, but I feel like it can't be said too much, where it talks about looking with equal vision at a clod of earth, a stone, and a gold nugget. And this kind of vision can help us to equalize things. Like the bad news that comes to us, we tend to get sunk by it, like a ship in the ocean. It just sinks us. It may sink us emotionally, mentally, right? That's the clod of earth that comes our way. But can we see that equally as when we get the high points, the gold nuggets? This is the practice. This is the practice. And we all need to continue to bring our minds to this, because, you know, more and more it feels like we can sometimes feel the choppiness of the water. And our work really as yogis is to ride the waves of the emotions that go up and down, riding the waves up and down. We're going to have low points, and, you know, to know them, to notice them as low points without getting sunk by them. And we're going to have some high points too without getting ungrounded from them. So these highs, the highs and the lows, they go together. Just to kind of keep that in mind, those highs and lows go together. And at this time, you know, we may be experiencing lots of highs and lows. Can we look at them with equal vision? We might be experiencing lots of lows. Can we see it as equal vision with the highs that we might be experiencing? Right. Okay, so let's start out with we'll start out this class with some sun salutations, starting out a little bit slower and then moving to a faster pace to get some energy out. So when you're ready, let's come to the top of our mat. In fact, let's do this first sun salutation using the aid of a chair. You may want to put your chair next to the wall, just for support, to keep it from sliding. Okay. So we're just going to start out warming up a little bit, warming our bodies up. Okay, let's begin by bringing our hands to our side, lifting our arms up overhead, interlacing our hands overhead, lengthening up. Breathe in deep, and then releasing the arms out to the side, forward fold, bringing the hands down to the chair bottom. Stepping both feet back, you can push against the chair, against the wall. Opening up your shoulders down towards the floor and internally rotating your thighs. And then shifting your weight forward to make your back flat, to make a straight line between your head and your heels, engaging your core. Lifting your head, and then lowering our head between our arms. And then from here, stepping forward, coming into a forward, just a very light forward fold. And then reaching the arms up again. And back to the sides of our body. Let's try that again. Inhaling the arms up. Exhaling, folding forward, using the chair. Inhaling, stepping both feet back. Okay, breathe here, a few breaths, maybe bending your knees here to open the back, open the shoulders. And then shifting into a plank. Engage your core, and then lifting the head, neck, shoulders up. Squeeze your glutes here. And then back to downward dog. Walking both feet forward. Exhale. Inhale the arms up overhead. And exhale, palms to the sides. Okay, you can continue on the chair if you'd like, or at this time maybe changing to using the yoga mat instead. You're doing it without the chair. Palms together. We just do this a little bit differently. Palms together. Inhaling the arms up. Breathing in. Little back bend. Exhaling, folding forward. You step the left foot back. Breathe in. Right foot back. Breathe out. Plant the heels of your hands down. And shake out the head a little bit. Draw the heels of the feet down. Shift forward into plank. Engage your core, engage your glutes, and maybe lifting the head up, lowering the hips down for a cobra. And roll over your feet so the tops of your feet are on the ground. And then rolling back over into downward dog. Another option there, second option for that, instead of doing an upward dog, you can lower all the way down for cobra. And then downward dog. Okay, stepping the left foot forward, then the right. Inhaling up. And exhaling the palms together in front of the heart. If you have blocks or something to have your hands lifted, go ahead. You can use that on this one if you want. Really, anytime you want to use blocks, you're welcome to. I always like to say, I can't say it enough, your body is your absolute best teacher. So listening to your body, let's take our palms together in front of your heart. Inhaling up. Exhaling, folding forward. And place your hands on a block if you got them. Stepping the right foot back. Inhale. Exhale, the left foot back. Come into a plank. Either lower down onto your abdomen or just simply lift your head up. And then back to downward dog. Stepping the right foot forward. Then the left. Exhale, fold in. Inhale up. And exhale the palms together in front of the heart. Okay, let's do one more like this. Inhaling up. Little back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Tuck the chin. Okay, stepping the left foot back. Inhale. Right foot back. Exhale. Come into plank. Inhale. Maybe lowering down. Maybe cobra or upward dog. And then to downward dog. Stepping the left foot forward. Inhale. Right foot forward. Exhale. Tuck the chin. Draw the head in. Inhale up. Exhale, palms together. Okay, this next one, you have the option to jump. Jumping gets the heart rate up a little bit and just gets us moving a little bit more. All right, so we'll do this first one a little bit slower. And if you don't want to jump, that's okay. You could just step your feet back or forward. Okay, so we'll do this first one a little bit slower. And inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, we're going to bring our hands down to the floor or to blocks. Bend the knees, and you could either, this is a place where you could either step back or jump. And then shifting to plank. Lowering all the way down. Upward dog or cobra. Downward dog. Okay, here's another place. You can walk your feet to your hands or jump. You can bend your knees and jump. Lifting the head halfway and back down. Arms up overhead and hands back to the sides. I'm gonna just show you this from the side view so you can get a sense of what the legs kind of kicking back if you want to try that. I think this is a lot of fun. If you can get the hang of it, this can be a lot of fun to kind of kick your legs back. Feel free to just watch if you want. I'll try to go through this one. I'll go this one a little bit slow. All right, arms up overhead. And then folding forward. Taking hold of the floor or the blocks. Bend the knees and just jumping back. All right, and then shifting forward. Plank, lower down. Upward dog or cobra. Downward dog. Okay, here's the next jump, or simply walking forward. Bend the knees and jump. Lift the head halfway. Go ahead back down. All the way up. And hands to the side. Okay, so again, keeping in mind, you can do this you can do these at a slower pace if you want to. I'm going to start to pick up the pace a little bit, so we actually getting our heart rate up a little bit here. So maybe 2 or 3. See how we can do maybe 3 of these. If you want to do just 2 rounds of sun salutation, that's fine, or 1. Go at your own pace, something that works for you. All right, let's start. Number 1, arms up overhead. Hands to the feet, lifting the head halfway. Come on back down. Hands to the mat or blocks. Bend the knees, step back, jump back. Then come into plank and down. Upward dog or cobra. Downward dog. Okay, bend the knees and jump forward. Lift the head halfway, back down. All the way up, arms overhead. And arms back to the sides. All right, arms overhead, lifting. Fold in half. Lifting up halfway. Back down. And jump. Plank. Cobra. Upward dog. Downward dog. And jump. Lift halfway, back down, all the way up. Hands to the side. Okay, number 3. Ready? Inhale up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, back down. And jump back. Inhale the plank. Exhale down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Bend the knees and jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. And exhale the arms back down. All right, so maybe your heart rate's up a little bit here. Take a moment to rest. We'll do 3 more of these. And this time we'll focus on that combination between downward dog, upward dog, or cobra. So I want to just give you a sense of what we can do here. So when we're in downward dog here, we're going to try different moving into plank, making your way down like a push-up, coming up a little bit. You decide how much to lift up here. You have your arms straight or bent. And then making your way back to down dog. And then instead of jumping forward, we have some options here. You can come to plank, back to down dog, which are just kind of like moving here, getting the core moving. Or if you want to do like a push-up, lower down, upward dog, back to downward dog. So we're going to play around with upward and downward dog with cobra on these before we then jump forward. Okay, so we'll do 3 more of these. And we'll spend maybe 30 to 60 seconds doing upward dog, downward dog combination. Just, working through what you want. Okay, let's start out Tadasana, hands at the side. Inhale up overhead. Exhale back down. Inhale halfway lift. Exhale jump back or walk back. All right, here we are, cobra. So we spend about 30 to 60 seconds here in down dog, shifting to up dog. Right, just kind of going through like a flow here. Remember, you have some options here. You can just go from plank to down dog if you want to. You can skip the upward dog. You can skip the push-up. Just playing around here for maybe another 20 seconds. All right, ready? Let's come back, meet in downward dog. Bend the knees and jump forward. Lifting the head halfway, back down, exhale. Inhale all the way up. And exhale the hands to the side, number 1. Okay, we'll do 2 more of those. Sit it out if you need to. There's no shame in resting. You can always lay down on your back if you need to. All right, let's do number 2. Arms overhead, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale back down, bend the knees and jump or step back. All right, let's do this. Downward, upward, plank. In any combination you like. So see what your body's asking for here. You may want to just stay in downward dog the whole time. Or you might like the feeling of movement, in which case you can just, keep moving. Okay, another 30 seconds. And 10 more seconds. All right, when you're ready, let's meet to in down dog, bending the knees and jump. Halfway lift. Inhale, exhale back down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands back to the sides. Great, keep it up. One more. Again, feel free to rest this out if you need to. All right, let's do it. Ready? Arms overhead. And fold forward. Lifting halfway. Inhale. Exhale back down. Bend the knees, jump back or step back. And let's begin our upward, downward movement here. Another 10 seconds. Okay, let's meet in down dog. And bend the knees and jump or step forward. Lift up halfway, inhale. Exhale back down. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands to the side. All right. So maybe at this time, you feel your heart rate up, body warmed up a little bit. Maybe taking some more breaths, some fuller breaths in. All right, just shake out the wrists a little bit, give them a rest. They might be feeling a little tight, so you can shake out your arms, shake out your wrists, your hands a little bit. And interlace our fingers, maybe bring one, kind of draw. You can actually forget about interlacing your fingers. Take your left hand and just bring it forward, your wrist forward, fingertips pointing down. Right hand presses on the back of the left hand as you press the left wrist forward. And then try the other hand, same thing. Right wrist presses forward. Hands of the right, fingers of the right hand pressing down or pointing down. And the left hand presses the back of the right hand towards the body. All right, let's shake that out a little bit. All right, let's try some back bends. If you have a chair, let's do some chair back bends. These can be so incredibly helpful for opening up our back. This chair has no back to it. It just has a bar over it. If you have a bench, that could work as well. But it could be helpful to have something here to hold on to as well. So let's just try. You may want to get a blanket just to rest, so when you lean back here, as we'll do, and give yourself a little cushion, any kind of cushion. Like I'm using a yoga mat. You can just fold up your yoga mat, put it on the edge of your chair. My feet are on one end of the chair. And there's a lot of ways to do this. I'm going to just press my feet against the wall so I have something solid there to push against. And I'm just engaging my core here, holding on to the back end of the chair and lowering my head over the chair. I got this support, this cushion through my yoga mat here. You could use a blanket or some kind of other cushion if you want. Just opening up the back. I'm holding on to the back end of the chair to support me. And really squeeze, keep your core engaged here. Your glutes stay engaged. That helps to protect your low back. So if you have a lot of pain in your low back here, you might want to come up a little bit and maybe consider engaging the core of your body. And then as you're bending, breathe deep into the lungs. Another way to do this, so make your way back to seated. Again, when you transition from that back bend to up, you got to be careful not to come up too fast. Use the chair to help you out. You can take a block and even put it underneath, put it at the edge of the chair to kind of drape ourselves over. So that gives a little bit more height to our back. You want to try that. Okay, when you're ready, Make your way back out. Take all the time you need in these transitions. So chair could be wonderful for doing this. A bench works as well. And let's do some things on the floor for back bends. The first one is camel. A couple ways to do this, I'll show you. So first is just to curl your toes under your feet and reach back with one hand to your ankle. And then the other hand, just kind of lean on so you're using your hand here to lean on, and then take your other arm to the other ankle. Engage your core to protect your low back. Engage your glutes. And I'm going to press our sternum forward and lower the head. And breathe deep here. Okay, when you're ready, lift the head and engage your core to come back up. Let's try this on the wall. Let's try this on the wall. This is kind of might feel uncomfortable. I don't know how you feel about it, but you're welcome to try it out using the wall for a support. So if you move your mat, I'm just going to take what's here. You move your mat here next to the wall, and I'm just coming as close to the wall with my knees, just pressing my knees up against the wall, and then do the same thing, leaning back. And then you could practice drawing your hips towards the wall and get a sense of where the wall is there. And then lifting the head, release. So this gives you another option. Having the wall there for support can be a real help. Another way to do this, if you want to get more expansive in your rib cage, if you want to try, is instead of having your heels lifted, have them on the floor. So my toes are uncurled here. You can do this away from the wall as well. Reach back for that one heel and then the other. Again, opening up the sternum, the rib cage. Breathe deep. And then coming out of it, lifting the head carefully. Lift off one leg and sit back on your heels if you want. Bring your feet to one side. Make your way onto the mat. So I'm just going to lay down on my back. Bring my knees in. Give my back a little massage here. We've been working our back kind of hard here. So just massaging the back a little bit. The low back, rocking forward and backward, left and right. All right, and then let's roll onto all fours, do some more back stretching. We can do child's pose. So walking the feet, the hands up towards the top of the mat, sitting back on the heels and drawing the forehead down, stretching the shoulders, the back. All right, then make your way all the way down onto your front side. So laying down on your front side, hands underneath the shoulders, elbows tucked in, feet together, toes pointed. And let's do cobra together. So lifting the head, neck, shoulders. Now, once your head, neck, and shoulders are lifted, you've got some options here. You know, engaging your low back, engaging your glutes. What do we do with our arms? We could press into the palms of the hands as though we're trying to push our whole body forward, and also lifting up our head simultaneously. Or we could do the reverse. We could push into our hands as though we're pushing our whole body backwards and lifting ourselves up that way. You got that option, engaging different muscles, very subtle engagement here. You could do it either way. Try them both out, see what you like. We'll do this another 10 seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Great. Let's lower down, turn the head to one side, rest. All right. When you're ready, let's make our way back to Cobra. Hands underneath the shoulders, elbows tucked in, feet flat, lifting up head, neck, and shoulders. Now here in Cobra, you have the option to bend the knees if you want to, and reach behind you with your hands, catching your feet, ankles, or calves in your hands, kind of bringing your feet together as you push your feet into your hands, lifting up the knees for bow pose. You decide what you'd like to do with your head and chin, how much you want to lift it or not lift it. And 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, let's roll over onto the back. Recenter on your mat, bring the knees in, rock a little bit. Okay, let's make our way to seated. We're gonna play around a little bit with fish pose. So for fish, another wonderful one for opening up the rib cage. And we'll do the first one without using a block. So for this one, you just kind of legs out straight, hands under your bum, or you could grab hold of your thighs, tops of your legs, digging the elbows into the mat. And what we're doing is as though somebody were hooking something into your sternum, lifting you up, dropping the head back, chin comes up, crown of the head comes down to the mat. Okay, and then lifting the head back up. Now, if that doesn't work for you, you could take a block and put it under where your head would be, the crown of your head. You could place it at different heights. Play around with the height there. Let's try that again if you want with a block or a brick. Starting out in the halfway seated position, dropping the head back and resting it on that block or a book or something. Then lifting back up. A third way to do this is to put that block underneath your, just kind of just below your shoulder blades, right on your spine. Kind of just below your shoulder blades. So already, I'm just not even doing it. It's very passive. So you don't have to work at this, but you do need to engage your core muscles. You need to engage your core muscles here as you drop your head back. Okay, and then when you're ready, slowly lifting the head, coming back to seated. Just take a moment to kind of check in with yourself, see how you're feeling. So we've done a lot of movement here at the start of the yoga class, a lot of sun salutation, kind of get rid of some of the excess energy. And then we transition to back bends to really open up the ribs, get the breath flowing up into the rib cage. And now we're transitioning to forward folds. And these forward folds help to stimulate our parasympathetic nervous system, giving us, communicating with our nervous system to slow down, to rest. Okay, so the first one we do is Janusirsasana. This is the head to knee pose. So just bringing one foot into your thigh, lengthening your other foot forward. You could bend your knee here if you want. The important thing here is that your thigh is touching your abdomen. When your thigh touches your abdomen, that's also sending a signal to your parasympathetic nervous system saying it's okay to rest. So let's just, in a gentle way, begin to round the back, tuck the chin, draw the forehead towards the knee. Letting gravity work here, just slowly inching your hands up towards your toes. Elbows bent, so you're not really using your shoulders here very much. You're not really using your shoulders to reach forward. You're just kind of resting your arms down towards the floor. Lengthening out of the crown of your head. So see if you can lengthen out of the crown of your head, out of the front side of your body. Continue to reach forward just in increments, small increments. Drawing the navel in, turning the extended leg in. So internally rotating the extended leg, toes of the extended leg pointing upwards. Lengthening the back of the neck. All right, let's come on back up and change legs. Remember, your foot can be anywhere on the inside of your extended leg here. Your knee doesn't have to be down to the mat. If you want, you could use a block underneath it or a pillow underneath it to keep it lifted up. Okay, and then just begin to round the back, tuck the chin, stretch or lengthen the back of the neck. And let gravity do some work here for you. Just increment in small increments, lowering your head down towards your knee in that direction. And maybe you have your knee bent here. You might feel, as you're breathing into your abdomen, you might feel your abdomen pressing against your thigh. Okay, and then coming back up. And let's try both legs forward, toes pointing up, beginning to lengthen the spine up. Let's bring the hands to our sides for Dandasana. This is a nice way to lengthen. Remember to lengthen the spine up. And if you point your fingers forward, you could begin to externally rotate your shoulders, straightening your elbows, keeping your hands firmly planted. You get a nice stretch to the forearms and wrists here as you turn your shoulders outward. Very subtle movement. Continue to lengthen upwards and keep your hands planted, elbows straight. All right, and then let's reach forward. Resting the hands on the legs, on the floor, on your toes, wherever you'd like to. Draw the crown of the head towards the toes rather than towards the ceiling. And incrementally, in small increments, drawing your head towards your knees. Consider internally rotating your thighs. And lengthening the front side of your body, the front side of your torso especially. Okay, as you're ready, we'll come back up to seated. Let's try shoulder stand. So this one's on the wall. And for shoulder stand, you may want to have a blanket, a folded blanket, or a folded yoga mat. And that will help with, it may help with any neck issues or upper back issues. So we could do this on the wall. If you prefer not to do it on the wall, you know what you're doing, please feel free to do shoulder stand. Otherwise, you can come right next to the wall. And I got my mat folded in such a way that my head will drape over the mat. So you can kind of judge a sense of the distance between your low back and the top of your shoulders, where that will land on here. All right, so starting out with the feet on the wall, head comes out over that mat. And then you could bring the soles of the feet to the wall, using your hands to support your low back. Adjust your shoulders. You can keep your feet on the wall or lift them up. And if your feet are up, you can circle them around in either direction. You can always bring them back to the wall if you need to. Or another option is to really bring them over your head a little bit. Perhaps bending your knees towards your nose. So you got some options there. And focusing here on the base of the throat, the thyroid gland. We'll stay here for about another minute. Okay, another 20 seconds, 15 seconds. Okay, when you're ready, bring your feet to the wall if you haven't already. And lower your back down. Lift your toes. Straightening your legs and resting here with your feet up on the wall if you want to. Or alternatively, you could have your feet on the floor and just have your knees raised. Okay, from here, let's bring the legs down. Just turning to the side if you're on the wall. And here, you need the chair one more time. We're going to try half plow pose. So for this one, it would benefit you from having a chair. You could also, again, so I'm just laying down with my head facing the chair. And I have a little cushion here. So you could use your blanket, again, same way like we did shoulder stand. So your head's draped over the blanket or the yoga mat. And for half plow, just lifting the feet over the head and resting them on the chair bottom. If you need more height, you can add some blocks or something to lift the legs up higher. You can have them at the top of the chair if you want to. The main thing is that we were able to rest in this pose. So see if you can find some rest in this half plow pose. You could also have your arms over your head. So we'll stay here for about a minute. Okay, and then from here, when you're ready, this in your own time, at your own pace, beginning to lower your back down, sliding your legs off of the chair. Just take your time here. You could change the position of your arms, put them at your side if you like, and just slowly rolling out. Engage your core so that your legs don't swing down to the ground. Just really engage your core. Use your arms to help you lower your legs. The arms can, as your hands press into the ground, it helps to slow down the movement of the legs. Bend the knees if you want. And let's rest in Savasana for the last part of class there. Okay, coming out of this, if you want to stay longer here, if you're feeling really rested, like you haven't felt in a while, you could stay longer. I'm going to just begin rocking a little bit and transitioning to seated. Just ending the class by opening up our ears to sound, listening. See if you can see how many sounds you can recognize in this moment. And closing dedication. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. Stop the recording.